Amid the hum of modern life and the constant clamor of advertisements and material pursuits, a quiet call for simplicity emerges from deep within the bustling cities and serene countrysides alike. The modern era, defined by rapid technological advances and relentless consumerism, has brought with it an insatiable appetite for possessions and instant gratification. Yet, as every new gadget and trendy piece of decor quickly replaces its predecessor, the natural world pays a steep price. Overconsumption has woven itself into the fabric of everyday living, leaving behind a trail of waste, resource depletion, and environmental degradation that threatens to overwhelm the delicate balance of our planet. In this narrative journey, the importance of minimalism, essentialism, and a simple way of life stands out as a gentle remedy to the chaos of modern existence. Scenes of cluttered living spaces, industrial waste, and crowded marketplaces serve as a backdrop to a quieter, more fulfilling way of being, one that has the power to restore harmony between humanity and nature. Every discarded item and superfluous expense is a reminder of the strain placed on ecosystems around the world. Against this backdrop, the story unfolds as a call to return to basics, to appreciate the beauty found in simplicity, and to foster a lifestyle that honors both personal well-being and environmental health. The emerging narrative is one of transformation and renewal, where choices are made with care and every possession holds meaning. In the coming journey, minimalism and its related ways of living stand not as a mere aesthetic or trend, but as a necessary path to healing a planet battered by modern excess and striving for a future filled with balance and sustainability. This introduction lays the foundation for a thoughtful exploration of how choosing less enriches lives and nurtures the earth in unity. Tracing the roots of modern consumer culture reveals a complicated history marked by remarkable innovation intertwined with environmental oversight. In earlier centuries, life focused on meeting basic needs, where community and resource sharing were integral to everyday existence. As industrialization took hold during the 18th and 19th centuries, rapid technological advancement inspired unprecedented production capacity. Factories emerged, and mass production became the engine driving economic growth. This newfound ability to create goods at large scales opened the door to a culture increasingly driven by acquisition and display. Over time, advertising and market expansion transformed consumer habits, enticing societies to equate success and happiness with plentiful possessions. A transformation occurred in the global mindset. What was once deemed luxury became an everyday expectation in many parts of the world. As industrial cities grew and the middle class expanded, the relentless drive for more began saturating every facet of daily living. The signs of overconsumption became visible not only in cluttered homes and overflowing trash cans, but also in the significant strain placed on natural resources. Deforestation, water shortages, and air pollution followed swiftly in the wake of rapid industrialization and urban sprawl. The environmental costs of unchecked consumerism have escalated over decades, creating a clear link between economic growth and ecological degradation. Yet, the evolution of society also brought awareness. Voices began to rise in concern over the unsustainable patterns that had taken root, urging a re-examination of how modern life consumes resources. Historical records and vivid images of suffering landscapes and polluted cities stand as a testimony to the costs of relentless consumption. This journey through time paints a cautionary tale, a reminder that innovation without mindfulness can lead to unsound practices. The profound changes witnessed over the centuries serve as a backdrop to today's call for a more balanced and responsible approach to living and using the Earth's finite gifts. In reflecting upon this transformative journey, it becomes evident that society's continuous quest for more has inadvertently blurred the lines between necessity and excess. The historical evolution of abundance was not planned to lead to environmental decay. Rather, it unfolded as a series of choices made under the pressures of modern progress. The echo of past decisions now reverberates in the challenges faced today, reminding everyone that innovation and progress must be balanced with responsibility and care for the natural world. This lesson resonates deeply, urging mindful choices in unity. Across continents, the toll of overconsumption presents itself in vivid scenes of environmental disruption that narrate the unspoken suffering of our planet. In sprawling urban landscapes, where concrete replaces green, the overabundance of discarded items piles up in visible landmarks that reflect society's insatiable appetite. Industrial zones, once symbols of progress, now stand as testimonies to the relentless churn of production, where smoke and waste merge to cloud once clear skies. In rural areas, traditional farmlands have been transformed by the expansion of industrial agriculture, depleting the natural soil and polluting water sources with chemical runoff. Along bustling highways, the remnants of consumer culture emerge as heaps of abandoned items and graffiti-tagged overpasses speak silently of a throwaway era. Each scene contributes to a mosaic of disruption, where local surroundings have been irrevocably altered by the excesses of modern life. The natural world, once resilient and harmonious, now struggles to reclaim balance amidst invasive practices that leave scars upon forests, rivers, and coastlines. The chirp of birds and rustle of leaves are increasingly overpowered by the hum of machinery and the constant clatter of human activity. Urban wildlife finds itself forced into ever smaller niches, their habitats encroached upon by sprawling suburbs and relentless development. In coastal regions, marine life suffers as plastic waste litters the beaches and invades the oceans, creating vast floating islands of refuse that imperil species with every wave. Rural communities witness transformations that strip away centuries-old traditions, as the erosion of natural resources forces shifts in cultural practices and livelihoods. The narrative of overconsumption weaves together the experiences of diverse communities, painting a picture of a planet at a crossroads. Visions of pristine nature now battle a relentless stream of pollution and resource strain, urging those who observe these changes to reconsider lifestyle choices. The damage is not limited to eyesores or reduced air quality. It reaches deep into the ecosystems, altering food chains and destabilizing the intricate balance of life. As global citizens absorb these potent illustrations of environmental decline, the urgency of adopting sustainable practices becomes ever more apparent. The cumulative impact of individual decisions is visible on a grand scale, where every discarded product and excessive use of resources leaves an indelible mark on the Earth's delicate canvas. These narratives of disruption serve as a wake-up call, inviting a reconsideration of how everyday actions connect to far-reaching global consequences. Reflections on these dramatic scenes reveal a truth too profound to ignore. The delicate interplay between nature and human activity has been disrupted by unchecked material excess, forcing ecosystems into constant struggle. Evidence of imbalance appears in melting glaciers, shrinking wetlands, and barren lands left in the wake of exploitation. Each statistic aligns with a story of communities losing ancestral lands and wildlife habitats, underscoring the deep connection between human choices and planetary health. Gradually, the call for sustainable practices grows louder, compelling society to reflect and realign priorities with the enduring rhythms of the natural world. A mindful future beckons with hope strongly. Embracing minimalism, essentialism, simple and slow living, and frugal practices invites a transformative shift away from the relentless pursuit of material excess. In quiet moments of reflection, an appreciation grows for experiences, relationships, and everyday routines that bring genuine contentment rather than fleeting satisfaction. This philosophy encourages sorting through possessions with deliberate mindfulness, keeping only those items that spark joy or serve a meaningful purpose. In essence, the movement advocates stripping away the superfluous layers of modern life, uncovering clarity and freedom beneath. Historic traditions of simplicity and self-reliance merge with modern insights, offering avenues to practice conservation and sustainability in practical ways. Communities that have embraced these ideals find that living with less fosters creativity and nurtures deeper social bonds. The careful consumption of resources, the deliberate selection of a few high-quality items, and the avoidance of impulse purchases all form the foundation of a lifestyle committed to thoughtful living. In urban centers and remote villages alike, stories abound of individuals who have reimagined their homes and routines, transforming cluttered spaces into serene sanctuaries. The rewrite of personal narratives through the lens of minimalism highlights the importance of intentionality and mindfulness, acting as both a counterbalance to consumer culture and as a guide toward a more fulfilled existence. Philosophical principles that once guided ancient societies now resonate within the hearts of those seeking a better connection with nature. These principles have been passed down through generations, reinterpreted in contemporary terms with an open mind and a willingness to learn from lessons of the past. In rejecting the notion that accumulation equates to success, this way of living champions the idea that fewer possessions can lead to richer experiences. It calls for a conscious rethinking of priorities, where the simple act of choosing quality over quantity paves the way for lasting satisfaction and environmental preservation. With each deliberate decision to reduce excess, the path is cleared to nurture creativity, forge meaningful relationships, and achieve a sense of inner peace that material abundance alone cannot provide. Every step towards minimalism fosters a renewed connection with the environment. A pared-down lifestyle reduces waste and conserves natural resources. This approach reshapes perspectives on success and happiness, inviting individuals to savor life's simple pleasures. In this mindful way of living, beauty is found in fewer, intentional choices, ultimately creating opportunities for a healthier planet and a more balanced society. Hope shines through actions. Adopting a lifestyle oriented toward minimalism and simple living triggers a cascade of positive ripple effects on both the environment and society. With each reduction in consumption, natural resources experience less strain, leading to cleaner air, purer water, and healthier soils. Neighborhoods that embrace deliberate living witness the blossoming of local economies and stronger community bonds, as scarce resources are redirected from mass production to local artisans and sustainable enterprises. As economies pivot towards mindful consumption, the cumulative benefits begin to reshape urban landscapes and revive neglected green spaces. Stories emerge of formerly crowded markets, transforming into hubs of creativity and local exchange, where the essence of community life is recentered away from industrial output and towards personal well-being. These transformative changes contribute to significant environmental regeneration. Forests regain their vitality as diminished logging pressures allow native trees to flourish. Rivers, once choked by industrial effluents, clear and become home to diverse aquatic species. The reduction in single-use plastics and other wastes leads communities to adopt practices that prioritize recycling, reuse, and responsible disposal. These environmental gains are mirrored by societal advancements, where the stress of constant consumerism gives way to deeper, more enriching human connections. In everyday life, fewer possessions lead to reduced clutter and greater mindfulness, setting the stage for a more intentional rhythm of living. Over time, the collective embrace of minimalism fosters innovation in sustainable technologies and community-focused projects. This movement nurtures a proactive mindset that continually seeks balanced growth and environmental stewardship. The reduction in demand for mass-produced goods incentivizes manufacturers to adopt eco-friendly practices, further diminishing the overall ecological footprint. Through focused efforts at the individual and community levels, a web of positive change spreads, demonstrating that even small, mindful decisions can lead to large-scale environmental recovery and social rejuvenation. Every mindful shift in consumption not only preserves nature, but also inspires a shared responsibility throughout society. In neighborhoods where minimalism becomes a core value, community gardens flourish and public spaces are restored. The reduction in industrial pressure contributes to improved public health, as cleaner environments reduce the incidence of respiratory and waterborne illnesses. As these benefits accumulate, a renewed sense of hope permeates communities, proving that sustainable living can create a resilient, thriving future for all residents. This collective progress reiterates that every individual effort matters, and that together, society can forge a path toward lasting environmental harmony. Practical steps toward a sustainable lifestyle begin with small, intentional changes that accumulate into significant environmental impact. A daily routine can incorporate habits such as decluttering spaces by donating unused clothing, books, and household items, consequently reducing waste and promoting reuse. Substituting disposable products with reusable alternatives, such as water bottles, shopping bags, and eco-friendly utensils, further minimizes the necessity for constant repurchasing. Energy conservation, achieved by switching off lights when leaving a room and using natural lighting, plays a crucial role in reducing electricity consumption. Reducing vehicle use by carpooling or opting for public transit helps cut down on greenhouse gas emissions and traffic congestion. Embracing simple living also involves mindful purchasing practices. Evaluating the true need of an item before buying prevents impulsive decisions that lead to clutter and waste. Supporting local producers and craft markets fosters sustainable economic growth and reduces the carbon footprint associated with long-distance shipping. In addition, recycling and composting practices create a closed-loop system where waste contributes to new growth. Rather than ending up in landfills, these daily actions collectively empower individuals to live a life that values quality over quantity and mindfulness over excess. Patience and perseverance are essential as the shift towards sustainable habits unfolds gradually. A routine of mindful reflection, perhaps through journaling or quiet contemplation, can highlight areas where consumption can be further minimized. Each deliberate decision, no matter how minor it may seem, resonates beyond the individual by setting a positive example in the community. Over time, these choices contribute to a broader movement that emphasizes environmental responsibility and personal wellness, transforming urban and rural landscapes alike. Simple yet consistent actions create sustainable habits. Turning off appliances when not in use, choosing energy-efficient devices, and rethinking daily travel routines all contribute meaningfully. Local workshops and online communities offer guidance and support for transitioning to a minimalist lifestyle. These practical strategies, when embraced, pave the way toward a profound impact on personal well-being and the health of the planet, encouraging a ripple effect of positive change. Every mindful action reinforces the commitment to a greener, more vibrant future. A contemplative journey through the impacts of overconsumption and the promises of minimalism reveals a path toward renewal for both society and nature. The narrative has shown that every small, mindful decision contributes to a web of positive change that uplifts communities and heals the environment. With clear benefits emerging from a shift to simple living, reduced waste, revitalized ecosystems, and stronger local bonds, the call to action is unmistakable. This journey underscores that a future marked by balance and sustainability is within reach when intentional choices replace habitual excess. The promise of a healthier planet and enriched lives awaits, inviting a return to values that honor both individual fulfillment and global well-being. The quest for simplicity has become not just a personal philosophy, but a collective pledge for change. Ultimately, this exploration calls for a thoughtful re-evaluation of daily habits and societal norms. Each action, whether big or small, plays a crucial role in sculpting an era of environmental respect and mindful living. A future defined by clarity, balance, and sustainable practice is forged through continuous, conscious effort. In every choice lies the potential to transform today's challenges into tomorrow's opportunities for a flourishing, resilient world. Hope shines through actions.